welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and today we're doing the first ever 24-hour horror-a-thon. I'm so excited to be kicking off the 24-hour horror-thon for the very first time. This is a new 24-hour horror readathon that I have created, which is designed to get together and read and talk about and sometimes even watch horror all together. I have an announcement video that has all the details. I'll leave all the details down in the description box below for the Discord and the Instagram and everything you need to know. Today, the first round ever is kicking off and I am so excited to get started. We're getting started in about an hour and a half. So I'm getting ready to eat dinner and get my TBR ready and get all settled for the night. We're gonna be kicking off with some reading sprints at 8 p.m. EST. So I'm very excited to hang out with everybody. We've all been chatting in the Discord for the past couple of weeks leading up to the readathon, but especially today, everyone's been chatting about what they're reading, if they're getting excited, what snacks they're gonna be having. And I've just been dying to talk to everyone all day. So I'm really excited to do the live show in a little bit. But before we do that, I thought it would be good to go ahead and tell you my reading plans for the readathon. I'm obviously vlogging, so you'll see everything that I'm planning on reading. But the first thing that I'm planning on picking up is the buddy read, which is Below by Laurel Hightower. This is a short little horror novella that is about a woman who gets stranded in a snowstorm in West Virginia. There's a truck driver. I think there's a creature. I don't really know what to expect with this one, but I'm really excited for this one. And because it's our buddy read, I'm going to be reading this one on the reading sprints tonight. So I'll probably read the entire thing live. I'll give my non-spoilery thoughts and reactions during the live show. But for spoilery discussion and for discussion with everyone, we will be chatting in the Discord to talk about this. So I'm excited for this one. Also, you can probably maybe hear the thunder and the rainstorm outside. It's perfect. It's gonna be storming tonight. It stormed like every day this week, so I figured it would probably be storming tonight, but I'm really glad that it's doing that again today so I can have the nice spooky atmosphere for reading a bunch of horror books. The other things that are on my TBR, we have sort of a last minute edition with Petrified Women by Jeremy Ray. I've heard of this one a lot. The cover really just threw me off. It just didn't, I don't know. Didn't really look like something I'd be interested in picking up, but I saw Gabby from Gabby Reads read it and talk about it, and it sounded really, really intriguing. It's about this couple who plays pranks on one another, and then a prank goes wrong. It's also very small, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. I also have What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This is the book club pick for the Literally Dead book club that Kayla from Books and Lala hosts, so I want to get to this one. It's a retelling of The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe, which is a short story that I read many years ago. I will probably also try to read the short story for a refresher and then read this little novella. And if I still have time, I also have Uzumaki by Junji Ito. This would be my second manga I've ever read. It would be my first horror manga. It's very big, but it's manga, so I mean, I think it should go by pretty quickly, but I'm not really sure. I'm also currently reading Mary, An Awakening of Terror by Nat Cassidy, and you're probably like, whoa, Ashley, you're saying a lot of things. There's only 24 hours. I know. This is the book club pick for the Lights Out book club, which is a book club that is hosted by my friend Sab from the channel Riveting Reads, and I'm gonna be the co-host this month, so I do need to finish this one by next Wednesday when the live show is. I'm over 100 pages in it right now, but it's 400 pages long, so I might try to read a little bit more of this. I don't anticipate finishing that book during these 24 hours, but if I've got extra time to play with, I might pick that one up as well. So that is kind of the plans for this 24-hour readathon. I'm ready to read a lot and chat with everyone and have a ton of fun, so I will talk to you again after the live show. Welcome to the 24-hour horror-a-thon. Let me know if you're going to be reading the buddy read with me. This is what I'm going to be reading tonight, Below by Laurel Hightower. I am at page 45. I just finished page 45, which was the end of chapter 9. So I just got to page 46, chapter 10. And I'm so glad I did a 45-minute reading sprint because I typically read like a page a minute. And page 45, like the end of chapter 9, was so good. I'm really liking this so far. I will give my full spoilery spiel in Discord in the next little bit, so you can look out for that there. But overall, I did really enjoy it. I'm between a 4 or a 5. morning. Happy next day of the 24-hour horror-a-thon. It is currently 10:45 a.m. and I'm getting ready to go live to do a second round of reading sprints at 11 a.m. This one I just did unlisted for the Discord members. So if you weren't in the Discord, that's why you wouldn't have seen this just publicly on YouTube. I just wanted to do this as a little treat for people who have been joining the Discord. So for the next time around, make sure you're in there if you want all the announcements and exclusive little reading sprint sessions and whatnot. A lot has happened. I've read a lot, so I have a lot to tell you about. I did complete Below by Laurel Hightower on the first reading sprints that I did last night. Those are live on YouTube, so you can go back and watch those and see my full thoughts and reactions as I was reading this if you want to. But I did end up really enjoying this one. I've been toggling between if it's a 4, a 4.5, or a 5. I can be really harsh with giving 5-star ratings. Like if I don't feel a 5-star as soon as I finish the book, I typically won't give it a 5-star. So that's why I was like a little hesitant on this, because my only complaints were kind of minor things that have more to do with me than the book. So I think for right now, I'm gonna call this a 4.5 star, and then maybe eventually it will bump up to a 5 or down to a 4 after I have more time and think back on it. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I would definitely really recommend this one. If you tend to like things that I like and those survival stories, then I would definitely recommend this, because that is what it is. It's like this woman isolated out in the middle of nowhere trying to survive. I really liked her character. I really liked the writing style. I really liked the creepy atmosphere. I really liked the message behind the book. My only critiques were I did have a little bit of trouble visualizing the setting at sometimes, but I think that was intentional because this is more of a cosmic horror book, and your main character, I think, is also disoriented around her settings. But as a reader, that is a little like frustrating at times when you can't fully grasp everything you need to fully understand the stakes of the situation your character is in. And then my other critique was I really like the direction that this took right at the end and the message that it was bringing across, but I wish we would have had more time to unpack that and to really see this character's arc. I feel like the whole time it's like building, and then she makes some decisions at the end, but I would have liked to see more of that, like the process of making the decision, the consequences of making the decision. Really would have liked to see more of that to bring like the message more to life in the story, but I still really enjoyed it overall. I mean, it's a 4.5 star. I really liked it. I'm definitely going to be reading more from Laurel Hightower, seeing what she has in her backlist, and we'll definitely be looking out for what she has coming up in the future. And it seems like the majority of people were enjoying this one as well. I've seen a couple people not really vibe with it, but for the most part, a lot of people were saying it was like around a 4-star for them. And a lot of people also had similar kind of things to what I was saying about wishing we could have understood the setting a little bit better and wishing we could have seen the end a little bit more. But all in all, I would definitely call this a success. I really enjoyed it. A lot of people are enjoying it, and that is a win for me. So next I picked up Petrified Women by Jeremy Ray. I picked this one up as I was going to bed last night, and then I just finished it this morning. It is super short. It's only 90 pages, and it's just a very tiny book. It's like a very strange size. And so I was able to read this one really quickly. What this one is about is this couple who does pranks on each other. The boyfriend typically does pranks on the girlfriend, and she decides she finally wants to get him back, and then things go awry. This wasn't necessarily what I was expecting from this story. Mainly just the cover made me think it was going to be something way different than it was. I don't know. For some reason, this cover made me think that they were gonna go like accidentally get sunken into the depths of hell and like go on this journey fighting the devil. Why? I don't know. That's just what this cover communicates to me. That was not what this was. This book was more grounded in reality. There's definitely non-realistic things happening in the story too, but just not fully what I was expecting for the story. And overall, I would say I enjoyed this one as well, but I didn't love it. I would give it like a 3, maybe a 3.5. I didn't really get fully attached to the characters, and I thought the first half was stronger than the second half and the buildup of what's going on. And then the second half, you kind of see what's going on. I was waiting for more surprises or more twists, and I don't know. Overall, it was just a little bit flat for me. I felt like it had potential. Felt like it could have done something really cool. Felt like it could have done a really nice blend of real life horror and supernatural horror, but I felt like the real life horror element and bringing that story and message to life was lacking a little bit for me. So this one just ended up being, I'm probably gonna call it a 3-star for me, although I do know a lot of people really seem to be enjoying this one. So if it's been on your radar, I'd still say it's probably worth picking up because I had a decent time with it and it goes very, very quickly. So now I'm getting ready to do some reading sprints. I'm gonna be picking up What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I just have a bookmark in here, but I haven't started it yet. What I think I actually wanna do first is read the short story, The Fall of the House of Usher, which I think is around 15-ish pages long on the PDF that I found online. So I'm gonna start with that on the reading sprints and then go into reading this book. And I also think the audiobook is on Scribd, so I'm gonna listen to that and maybe try to like clean my house or do some other things too while I'm reading, because I'm kind of tired and so I need to wake myself up. Coffee didn't do much for me, so I feel like if I just sit here and read with a blanket, I'm gonna fall asleep. So hopefully can get the audiobook of this one and kind of do that and talk to people on the sprints to keep me awake, because it's still early in the day. We got a long ways to go. But I'm excited about the progress I'm making because I've already finished 2 novellas. I definitely will be able to finish this today, and then I can read some more of either Mary or Uzumaki, depending on how I'm feeling after that. But I'm gonna jump into this one, I'm gonna jump into reading sprints, and then I'll let you know what I'm thinking about it, where I'm at in the book once I get out of those sprints. All right, hello. I'm still doing the reading sprints right now, but I'm in my last sprint and I just finished everything I'm gonna read. So while I'm waiting to let the timer run out so I can reconnect with everyone, I thought I'd give the vlog a little update on how things are going. So I've been reading What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I first read the short story this is based off of, The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe, which is about 12 pages long. It was fine. I like his writing style. Kind of feels like nothing happens in the story because it's just a quick little short story, but it was fine. Good gothic atmosphere, good classic Poe style. Read it before, but it's just been a while, so I forgot the details of it. But yeah, it was good. It was fine. When I started reading this, I was surprised by how similar the writing style is to Edgar Allan Poe's writing style, especially because from what I've read from T. Kingfisher in the past, this is written very differently. This feels very old and classic in the writing style. It's very descriptive with its gothic atmosphere building. Even just the dialogue and everything about the writing just feels very classic and like Poe's story, which I thought I was going to enjoy, but I got about halfway through the book, around 75-ish pages in, and I simply could not do it anymore. I was so very bored by this. The premise of this story and the premise of the original story from Poe is about this place called the House of Usher, where Roderick and Madeline live. They are twin siblings, and something is afoot at the grounds of the house, and they're both falling ill. In the original Poe story, Roderick calls to his friend to come to the house because he is sick, and so the friend goes, and Madeline is also being kind of creepy and sick, and I won't spoil what happens for you, but the house is like in a state of decay and they're also ill. In this story, really the only difference behind the basic setup of the story is this time Madeline is the one who calls on a friend. The friend you're following is named Alex Easton. In the synopsis, they use they, them pronouns, so I assumed it was a non-binary character, but as you read the story, you learn more about their world. They're from this place called Galatia. They have like 7 different sets of pronouns, and the pronouns they go by are, I think, like ka and kan, which you get assigned if you are a soldier in that world, and so that is their situation. And they're coming to the House of Usher. It's in a state of decay. They're sick. Same kind of setup. I feel like it's just dragging so much because it feels like it's accomplishing the same thing that Poe's story did in 12 pages, but stretching it out to about 160. I just don't feel like I'm connecting to these characters. I don't feel invested in them. I don't feel hooked in the story or anything to intrigue me or keep me engaged to make me wonder what's going to happen at the end. I feel like I can just see how the story is going to unfold, and I have no interest level in continuing with it, which is so crazy because so many people are enjoying this and loving it so much. And I love Gothic stories. It kind of reminds me of Mexican Gothic, which I love. So I don't know really why it's not working for me, but I was just really, really bored, and it was kind of killing my mood in the reading sprints. And it's really hard in a 24-hour readathon when you're reading something you're not enjoying. I prefer to just DNF because otherwise it can like completely put you in a slump and ruin the readathon for you. So I have decided to DNF this one about halfway through, and I don't really think I'm going to be picking it back up. I know it's Kayla's book club pick for the Literally Dead book club, so I'll probably just watch that live show to hear final and full thoughts. It also might seem kind of silly because, I mean, it's a very short book. I only have an hour left, or even less than an hour left on the audiobook, but that's how much I was not enjoying it. I just couldn't read any more of it. So that's where I left with that book. And then because I had one more sprint, I wanted to pick up something, but the only other thing I had left on my immediate TBR is either reading more of Mary, which there's no way I'll be able to finish that by tonight, or picking up Uzumaki. And I don't know, I just wasn't in the mood to pick up Uzumaki because it's really big and it just intimidated me right now. So I remember, because we were chatting about graphic novels in the reading sprints, that I have a graphic novel on NetGalley NetGalley called Cryptid Club by Sarah Anderson on my NetGalley. And so I decided to pick that up. I read that in probably like 10 minutes. It's just a series of comics about cryptids, and it's a lot of little jokes about like the Kraken and Loch Ness Monster and ghosts and Bigfoot. They were really cute. I did finish that in about 10 minutes because it was just so fast to go through, and so that's why I have extra time. I'm just waiting for the sprint to end. I have read from this author before. I read the comic collection Fangs, which is about a vampire and a werewolf falling in love, and I absolutely loved that. It was 5 stars. It was amazing. It was so funny, so cute. Favorite comic of all time. Cryptid Club was cute. It was fine, but it wasn't that funny to me. I don't know, for a series of comics, it just only like 3 of them made me laugh or smile out of the whole thing. Overall, I think it's a cute idea. It's a fine thing, but I wouldn't recommend spending money on it, especially because it only took me 10 minutes. So if you could get this through NetGalley or your library or borrow it from a friend or something, I would say like, yeah, it's worth flipping through, but I definitely don't love it as much as I love Fangs. That I thought was really, really cute, and I love how it has the whole story going throughout it because you're following a couple, and it's like vignettes and like different comic style too, but I don't know, it just worked as a collection together a little better for me than these really short little spurts of cryptid jokes. So I'm probably gonna just rate this like a 3 because I thought it was fine. It was cute. It was a fun way to spend 10 minutes, but wasn't really anything more than that for me, which I think is fine. And so that is where I'm at now. It is about 2 o'clock. So I have 6 hours left in the readathon. I'm probably gonna pick up Uzumaki in that time and read some of that, maybe all of that. I don't know how many hours it's gonna take to get through it because it is so thick, but that'll probably be the next thing I pick up. But I do wanna take a little bit of a break, and I'm considering watching a movie because I have recently started rewatching the Scream movies. I rewatched the first one about 2 weeks ago, and so I kind of want to keep the flow of that going. I've also got my Ghostface shirt on today, so it's the perfect time to be watching it. So I kind of want to put Scream 2 on. And it's getting ready to storm here, so that would be nice. I also have a new projector set up, which is really nice because I've got this big blank wall right here. And so I put up a projector on this little shelf, and then I can watch movies really big on this wall. But because it's a projector, it works best at night. So that would be better to do like after 8 o'clock at night. So I don't know. I don't know what the vibes are yet, but I need to take a little bit of a break from reading because this book slowed me down and got me out of the reading mood a little bit. So I'm gonna wrap up the reading sprints with everybody and then take a little break, and then I'll check in with you next time I am reading something. Hello, it is the next day. So the 24-hour horror-a-thon has come to a close, and I'm here to update you on what happened with the rest of my day yesterday in the last couple hours of the readathon. I did decide to pick up Uzumaki, so I read a little bit of this, but I didn't get super far into it yet. I got 138 pages in. It's 600 pages long, so it's just a chunky, big old manga that's gonna take me a little bit longer to get through than I originally anticipated. I am planning on finishing this by the end of the month, so you can hear more about it and my full thoughts in my August wrap up when that comes out in a couple of days. The idea behind this horror manga is that there's this town that is kind of haunted by spirals, as in the shape spirals. And a lot of people say when they read this, they start seeing spirals everywhere. And I went shopping today and I kind of started noticing spirals around on things, and I was like, ooh, this could be kind of creepy. But so far I'm intrigued with it, but I don't have a ton more to say beyond that, and I definitely did not end up finishing it yesterday. So altogether, what I ended up reading for the 24-hour horror-a-thon was The Buddy Read Below by Laurel Hightower, which was a 4.5 stars, Petrified Women by Jeremy Ray, which was a 3 star, and then Half of What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher, a DNF. Didn't really like it. I am interested to watch the live show whenever Kayla does that for her book club, just to hear everyone's thoughts on it and to also get the spoilers for what happens in the last hour that I didn't have in me to listen to the end of the book. Who knows, maybe I'll have a spare hour in my life where I decide to finish it before the end of the month. But if I do, I'll tell you in my August wrap up. But yeah, that was it for the 24-hour horror-a-thon. I had so much fun hosting this for the very first time, and I am so grateful and thankful for everyone who decided to participate. I genuinely was expecting maybe like 20, maybe 30 people to participate in this first round, and we had like 150 people in the Discord. So we had a way bigger turnout than I was expecting, and I'm just so grateful. Thank you so much for participating and being excited about this and continuing to help build the community that is exactly what I wanted to do with this readathon, and it was just so much fun. I hope you had a lot of fun. If you participated, definitely let me know down in the comments how the readathon went for you, what you read, what you loved. And this is definitely not the last time we will be doing this. When I was doing the second round of live reading sprints, I had a smaller group of people because it was just an unlisted one on the Discord for people who are a part of the Discord. And I was talking about my plans and thoughts for this. I kind of want to do this monthly as sort of a substitute to a book club because I'm just not the kind of girl who wants to host a book club necessarily, but this could be fun to have some sort of community event once a month where we all get together and chat. Something I was thinking about though was I didn't want to get burnt out from doing that myself or you guys from doing this every single month. So maybe it would be like we alternate and one month we do a buddy read and the other month we do a movie watch and we go back and forth every month. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you liked about the readathon, what you'd like to see next time, how often you would like to do this, and just all of your thoughts down below. It would be super helpful because I want to make this something that everyone enjoys and can come together and just have a really fun time. And if you want to leave an emoji down in the comments below to let me know that you got to the end of today's video, you can leave a bat for the 24-hour horror-thon. But that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.